Hey y'all, I am back with a collective energy update. I was inspired to tap into the energy connected to the full moon in Capricorn taking place on July 3rd. It might be the 2nd or 4th, depending on where you are located in the world. But for me personally, it's July 3rd. I knew it was like powerful energy. So get ready for this. Big changes are coming. Big changes actually have been in the works ever since the Capricorn new moon at the beginning of the year, where the collective as a whole, as well as the world stage, have been putting the past to rest. You see this playing out through systems crumbling, things falling apart, and individually as well, putting things that were once prominent and okay in the past to rest because they no longer resonate or serve any kind of purpose. Basically just taking up space in one's closet, like storing a bunch of skeletons, right? That was preventing people from moving forward and unshackling themselves from self-imposed prisons, right? So many spontaneous awakenings have been happening since the beginning of 2023. Where activations have been taking place, and then, of course, that's followed by an integration phase. But you can expect with the full moon in July to experience everyone, I don't care how far along you are on your awakening journey, your evolution journey, whatever you want to refer to it as, it doesn't matter because those are just labels. But you are going to experience a spontaneous awakening that might be a little bit surprising, yet liberating. Okay? And what I'm seeing is like this blue light. It's like a blue flame of purification. Alright? This is strongly intertwined with the energy of the phoenix, where the phoenix rises from the ashes. So transmutation is going to spontaneously take place. And how this is going to play out and eventually look is where doors were previously closed and locked shut, doors will now be opening because individuals have found the key to unlock that very door, which is allowing it to open. What is being transmuted is resistance and lack or poverty mentality. These are all concepts that have been deeply lodged within the subconscious, right? There is hella solar flares coming in, and they are stirring up trouble in a good way, in the best of ways. The current planetary alignment at this time of the full moon is so supportive, okay? So these subconscious blocks that were creating so much resistance, which were the very reason doors were locked for many individuals. So individuals were locking these doorways themselves, right? Are now going to be able to open because everyone is going to reach this space where a weight has been lifted and they're able to rise above illusions. Understand that lack mentality is an illusion. It's a program. So major veils are being lifted, and they've been lifted over the past 6 months. So this has been a 6-month process that is coming to completion. right? And this is all about one understanding that one's internal world is what determines one's external world. And there is a potent energy portal open. It's already open right now. Always see full and new moons as 7-day windows. So 3 days before a full or new moon is when it begins. Then the full moon being the 4th day, and the following 3 days add up to the 7-day window. Okay, that's when the energy is the most strongest and potent and abundant for radical change. This is going to enable many to reach brand new spiritual heights, as many have been working hard to strongly plant themselves or root themselves within the ground, within the earth. Because in order for anything to blossom and come to fruition, it requires strong, firm roots that cannot be moved. So the past 6 months have all been leading up to many in the collective finally remembering that they have a soul plan. They made a soul plan before entering this earthly experience. And this is connected to the illumination of 2 timeline choices, really, one can align with. Either the fated life, the perfectly laid out yellow brick road that has been paved for them, or choosing the destiny life, which is all about one's truth. Okay? So people are finally coming into the actualization after experiencing the realization of the divinity they hold within, the truth of the power they carry within, the role that they play, why things unfold in their lives the way that they do. This is all about coming into the actualization that one is a co-creator of their reality. Okay? So this is the actualization of one's truth. And this is also strongly giving the message about knowledge not really being very useful. It's the imagination that is more important and far more potent than any amount of knowledge anyone could study or learn in a lifetime. And this is being illuminated. It's already been illuminated, but the full understanding and actualization is anchoring in to these individuals' strong roots that they have grounded. So, over the next 6 months is when people are going to understand they have finally actualized this understanding and truly begin taking control to co-create a brand new reality for themselves, knowing that this is absolutely possible and it is their birthright, and it is exactly why they are here at this time. So I'm seeing that around springtime, spring equinox, so around March, for those in the northern hemisphere, there was a major activation that accelerated this process, bringing forth like profound clarity. And when this activation took place, like, the clarity that was received could not be put into clear enough words for anyone to begin to try and explain what they were understanding to anyone else, because they needed to go through the integration phase and fully understand and integrate the knowledge that they had stepped into, that they were open to receive. And this is all about one, remembering the fullness of who they are. So this is remembrance of fullness. Okay? Clarity of one's fullness, of being multifaceted, extremely unique, and not just identical to everyone else. They are not just one specific way, good at one thing, nor do they desire to choose one thing to be or label themselves as. They are multi-talented, multi-gifted. And before coming into the understanding of this fullness, they hid this about themselves. They did not allow this to be seen by others out of fear of judgment. They conformed to society's expectations, to everything they were told to do, believing they should behave in ways they were taught to behave, and live in ways that were approved by society. And now they're seeing that as total BS, which has inspired them to disconnect from group thinking, because they're seeing all of these expectations, rules, ways of being, society's expectations and programs as nothing more than a hive mind meant to control the masses. And so now these individuals have completely disconnected themselves from this group thinking, because they do not fit into this group, nor do they fit into any group. They are their very own unique being, and they don't feel comfort trying to force themselves to fit in anywhere, because it feels untrue to who they are. They have found comfort in not fitting in anywhere, because it makes them their own individual person. It makes them original. And rather than feeling ashamed by that, or feeling like a black sheep or an outcast, they are learning to love this about themselves. They are glad they are not like everyone else, walking around like a robot, taking orders, following everyone else simply because everyone is going in one direction. These individuals are the type of people that will gladly take roads that have not been traveled. For example, if there's nothing but woods and one paved road and everyone's taking the paved road, the easy road, the logical road, they will pave their own path through that wooded area, knowing that they will find something that has never been discovered before. So, through these many spontaneous awakenings that have already been experienced, a lot of deep cellular and DNA healing has taken place, and a lot of activations within the physical Kundalini awakening was triggered. And many people make light of the awakening process. However, the truth of the reality is really messy and a lot more difficult than many people make it out to be. Because you're required to let go of what you think you know, and also how you have always made sense of the world. And that's not that easy. And it also takes a required amount of time, which is different for everyone and at all different stages, in order to integrate. Because these awakenings without integration will leave you feeling very ungrounded. And I just want to bring to everyone's awareness that the awakening process is continuous. It is never ending. So when you are going through a spontaneous awakening, allow yourself the space to integrate after that awakening process. Treat that integration phase as sacred so that you can ground and integrate the very extreme changes you're going through. I mean, on a cellular level, DNA level, your literal brain synapses, your organs, everything inside of your body is being energetically upgraded and transformed in ways that are extremely difficult to put into words that would even grasp the fullness of what's taking place. It is a lot, and that requires a lot of rest and time to be able to recalibrate. So when you're going through this, allow yourself to surrender to that awakening process in a way that's right for you. Make sure you take things slowly so that you're able to integrate your experience every day. Otherwise, you're not really going to be able to integrate this part of you that's been broken open in order to expand. So you're kind of just going to be scattered all over the place, not really understanding the fullness this awakening has brought forth into your consciousness. So many people that are quite consciously aware they are on some kind of awakening journey. They are expanding. They are understanding higher truths of the nature of reality through being curious, asking questions about the nature of reality and how reality has always been and what the actual truth is, right? That has allowed one to become a magnet to attract in one's soul family. Those individuals who are on the same level, their consciousness are vibrational matches. Their consciousness assists with expanding one another, uplifting one another. These energetic exchanges allow for greater knowledge to filter through. And you know when someone's part of your soul family because they feel familiar, they feel safe. You feel fully accepted being your raw, authentic self. And this is the space you move into after you begin being your raw, authentic self, not hiding or dimming your light around those you're surrounded by or have always been surrounded by in order to simply fit in. You don't close up and put on a persona according to who you are or are not around, right? And sometimes that costs you friendships, and that's okay. Because oftentimes, those very individuals that misunderstood you will later be coming straight to you because they have so many questions that they know you have the answers to about what they are experiencing. So through this process of allowing yourself to be fully seen and heard and just being your raw, authentic self, it has granted you great clarity about your surroundings, the people that you have always surrounded yourself with, who's in alignment with you and who's not. It's also awakened you to the corruption and the disruptive subliminal programming that society is brainwashed by. Seeing all the different avenues and systems that brainwash people. And this can be seen as a gift and a curse, but ultimately it is a blessing in disguise because it allows you the choice to set yourself free with the new knowledge you have gained, especially when you begin connecting with like-minded individuals. Those connections are so important. It's so important to have a support system that you can trust and rely on throughout this process in order to keep yourself grounded and sane. Your soul family help you to recognize the fullness of yourself. Eventually, you become aware that you are so much more than you previously believed yourself to be. You begin seeing the bigger picture. You begin seeing so clearly what others are oblivious to. And you also come into the knowledge that you have support that you can call in for assistance from your higher self, from those guides in the spiritual realms, your soul family that is not incarnated. And through all of these connections, they help you to reach a state of mastery where your crown is blown wide open and you're quite literally a vessel of knowledge, a well of knowledge for others to drink from. And when you reach this space, if you have not yet, which many of you have that are listening, you understand the importance and the discernment of your energetic exchanges. All energy exchanges either help you to expand or deplete you. And that becomes very loud and clear to you. Having such support in the spiritual realms is exactly the teamwork required for you to have access to traverse through new passages, like rites of passage. Once you have mastered specific lessons, you are granted a passageway into a whole new kingdom of even more expanded knowledge and wisdom, higher truths. Okay? And so many are at this point right now. And at the time of the full moon, there's going to be a major activation of brand new awakenings. And those individuals are going to be seeking help. So if you know you have a higher calling where you're meant to help, because you have so much knowledge within you that you've gained through traversing this journey yourself, it's time to stand up and step up because you're being called. Many are going to be remembering and accessing soul memories and gifts, understanding this is not their first rodeo, that they have done something similar before. Some of you have already come into this understanding, and some of you soon will be. Some of you are craving, some of you are like feeling so deeply you're so close to coming into this remembrance, and that's because you are. And this full moon is quite literally a portal that is going to take you into those very memories. Because as souls, many of us have experienced so many ancient eras on this planet and other planets. And at those times, in those eras, things and civilizations were actually far more advanced than ours are today. And we're going to be remembering these times, remembering these gifts. And at this time on Earth, we actually are in desperate need of this wisdom of these ancient times to survive as a species. So during the time of the full moon is going to be such a powerful time to go within and connect with the lost wisdom that your soul carries. You will have such easier and clearer access to your Akashic records. And the Akashic records are simply just memory banks. The Akashic records is a memory bank, which is full of memories of every single soul. That's all the Akashic records is. You do not have to have special abilities or be assigned a gift of the Akashic records to access Akashic records, because every single soul has memories stored there, and those are on offer to you at any given time. Ask to access and connect with the Akashic records, so you may look and view your soul memories. Also, there's going to be a deeper understanding of just how much karma you have cleared as an individual, and a deeper understanding for the reasoning of this intense karmic clearing that's taking place on Earth in many different ways, right? Which is all part of each individual playing a specific role that's assisting planetary ascension. And you will find that through the process of accessing your soul memories and gifts, understanding you've done this before, this is a time where timelines are synchronizing and choice points are becoming available to us that are very important choice points that could either lead to ascending and expanding or complete destruction and disintegration. So you will access memories of eras you experienced where things went way wrong, where power was taken too far for the wrong reasons, which led to the demise of entire civilizations, which we do not want to occur at this time. You might also start feeling guided, or already are feeling guided, to make very specific changes in your life. This could be like stepping into a new career path, bringing forth a brand new creation or invention, bringing a specific idea to life. And if you feel unprepared about these callings, that's self-imposed limitations. Know you have done this before, and that's exactly why you feel such a strong pull and call to go in that direction. Trust that your soul has wisdom beyond what your lifespan can imagine at this time. The intuitive hits and ideas you're receiving are, in fact, divinely guided. You're receiving so much knowledge that you're meant to take inspired action on. So, lost lands in ancient eras that have taken place or existed in history also exist within the souls that experience those very ancient eras and lost lands. Many of you are going to be recalling memories and experiences from ancient Lemuria, ancient Atlantis, ancient Avalon, and Mu. And if you're just willing to surrender to the intelligence of your soul, because your soul literally holds the intelligence of all of the cosmos, you can easily unlock the seeds of these ancient lands, this ancient wisdom, ancient modalities, and spread this knowledge so not only you, but everyone else can learn from past mistakes and truly usher in a brand new age that is beneficial to all of humanity. And that is part of serving your much larger purpose. You would not be on this earth at this time if you were not here for a huge freaking purpose. So remind yourself of that every single day. So also take into consideration the knowledge that you are receiving, which is most likely coming through thought forms. Many people receive information through their thoughts, and it's not like another voice speaking in their head. Most people don't know they're receiving knowledge and answers because it's in their own thought voice, the voice of their consciousness, if that makes sense. So if you were to be having a conversation with yourself in your mind, that's what it would seem to be. But oftentimes you are receiving answers and guidance. So it's important to pay attention to that and take time to understand. Take things a little slow before just acting upon the activity in your mind. And not just think about the knowledge that's coming through, but feel into it so you know the right direction. So you have clarity and can truly become focused before taking any kind of action. So over the past 6 months, many people have walked away from everything they once knew that they began to feel like was a mixed match, like it was not in alignment with them. It was no longer true for them. So they've kind of just been wandering along, lost, not knowing where their place is or what direction they're meant to go in, what their calling is, right? And with the energy of the full moon, we're all being invited to step into our natural ancient knowingness, where we will quite literally be remembering the wisdom of our primordial ancestors. We're being called to look way deeper, especially if anybody is feeling stuck. That's an indication you're being called to do something different, to change your point of view. Because often creativity happens when one decides to put two things together that don't really belong. Right? Combining two systems in order to create something brand new. A whole new third, updated system. Doing the unexpected. And oftentimes, creative solutions are literally right in front of our faces. But because most of us think the same thoughts and act the same way, we easily miss what's right out in the open in front of our faces. And part of why we're here is to remember and uncover these ancient secrets and transmissions that we carry inside us, this intelligence that is stored within our soul. There are technologies and wisdom that are super needed on this planet in order to evolve and expand in a way where this planet can continue to survive and live and support life and its species. Also you're about to be stepping into a space where you understand that within you lies tremendous power to manifest your dreams, gain great riches, and also activate ancient wisdom. This is a time you will feel more powerful than ever to snatch your power back and express your strengths and talents with grace. You will also be experiencing some fears rising surrounding misusing your gifts. And this is encouraging you to finally let go of those types of fear. Because to embody true strength has nothing to do with domination or manipulation. True strength is a gift from the Creator, from God, from Source, that dwells within all of us. We all have spiritual power that's seeded from sacred love, wisdom, and grace. And those very abilities can easily heal others and effortlessly bring light into the darkness. So be the radiant, bright, glorious human being you were destined to be. The dragon spirit is strongly by your side at this time, assisting you with strength to reclaim your power, protecting you, revealing glimpses of your very own power to you, leading you, guiding you. This is also a time that you will feel that this is your moment to fully step into your power and take charge of your life. And also take a moment to take a step back and look clearly to see if there's anyone in your life who is trying to run the show. And this is where you speak your truth and take back authority of your own life. So you might be experiencing issues surrounding power struggles and issues with authority, meaning your own inner authority and outside authority. But trust and know that you are ready to stand in your strength. If you have lost or given away your authority to someone or something else, now's your time to reclaim it back because it is yours. On a side note, if you're holding on to limiting beliefs, or if you're afraid of being shunned, judged, or criticized, it's time to let go of those self-imposed limitations that also take away from your power, that also convince you have zero authority or power to go anywhere. You always have the power to overcome any obstacle, and you are so protected beyond what you can even comprehend. So to sum this section up about your power and your purpose, answers are quite literally right under your nose. You see things all around you that are part of your calling and purpose. Okay? What comes natural to you, what you enjoy, what you're good at, that's part of your purpose. It doesn't matter if it's unconventional. It doesn't matter if society's programming has proclaimed that you cannot create financial abundance, success, and freedom from doing these very things that come natural to you, because that is simply not true. That is old and outdated levels of consciousness that we have expanded far beyond at this point. This is also a time to kind of from an observer stance, observe patterns throughout your generational lineage, your ancestral lineage, and the struggles that have repeated and been passed down generation to generation. Because that's going to show you right there part of what your purpose is, to break those cycles and to change the script, to clear the way for the future generations to live more abundantly, to be more expansive, to experience a more smooth sailing life on earth. You're literally in the midst of creating a whole new lineage. You are the ancestor that your lineage has been waiting for. So keep in mind that those that precede you, your ancestors that came before you, are strongly surrounding you and supporting you to be the very change that this lineage has long dreamed and craved to come into being. Yet they did not have the courage, or were convinced they had no power to be this change. But your essence is different. Your light is unstoppable. Your courage is unheard of. Your power is unmatched. You are the one they've been waiting for. That's how much importance you hold. So not only are your ancestors that came before you counting on you, but the future generations are also counting on you. To begin threading a brand new design within your lineage. When you have ideas, creative ideas about things that come natural to you and you enjoy, and then you start receiving signs and synchronicities almost instantaneously, and probably all throughout the day and all throughout that week and the week after, that's a loud message that that's your calling and you need to take action. That is no coincidence. Those are clear answers. That's a compass, a guidepost, showing you the way, telling you what's in alignment. So stop pretending like it doesn't mean anything. Stop pretending that your talents and your natural gifts and abilities do not hold value, because they hold tremendous value, the exact value needed to seed this new lineage. The profound transformation you have been processing through has not been in vain. You've now exited the phase of being the caterpillar in the cocoon, and you have broken through the cocoon and realized you are now a butterfly with wings, and you've been in the process of allowing those wings to dry. This has been spontaneous transformation after spontaneous transformation after spontaneous transformation, literally liberating you from so many timelines of the past that were impacting your DNA and your genes, cellular memory banks from the previous generations in your lineage. And you have liberated yourself from all of that, or you would not find yourself as a butterfly right now. And with this full moon, your wings are now going to be dry, and you're going to be ready to spread those wings and take flight. Because this transformation was all about dismantling and dissolving limited beliefs, especially inherited limited beliefs, believing what you believe because your mother and your father believe that, their mom and dad believe that, their sister, their uncle, your great, great, great aunt, uncle, grandpa, you get it. You've decided to chunk those beliefs because you understand that you get to choose what you believe. And honestly, at this point, I feel it's not even about believing anymore. It's about what you know. So after this crumbling of these limited and false belief systems, your wings are strong and steady. They're dry. And this is the time for reconstruction after a period of mass destruction, where you will be building and accumulating abundance moving forward. So for those of you with ancestral lineages who struggled with poverty, I'm really getting a message about the Great Depression era. The Great Depression really strongly ingrained those memories and traumas within the DNA of lineages that experienced extremely hard time, a lot of hardships during the Great Depression, and you have now liberated your entire lineage from that Great Depression era. And now you're creating the complete opposite experience, where there's more than enough money to go around. There is abundance always flowing and growing and expanding. There's always enough. You're always provided for. You're never in lack. This is an abundant instruction. You have the power to begin weaving into the DNA that you carry, which is going to pass down to the next generation and the next and the next and the next. And that's important. And you're probably beginning to witness increases within your abundance because you have transmuted those traumatic eras of poverty, famine, starvation, hardship. You're creating an easier life, an abundant one that's full, that's plentiful, where you have more than enough to go around and more than enough to share with others. You don't need to hold tightly onto every dollar you have because you know money always continuously comes and goes. It's a natural balance. 555 as I say that. And also, your whole idea surrounding finances has drastically changed because I'm getting many of you had a love-hate relationship, mostly hate relationship with money, seeing money as being the root of all evil, when in reality money is simply a vibration. It is a resonance. Financial abundance is the same exact vibrational resonance as love. They are an equal vibrational resonance. If you are lacking in one, you are guaranteed to be lacking in the other. So when you look at it as a vibrational resonance rather than something that has power over you, that puts you in the space of power. That makes you magnetic to money. That makes you the boss of money. Money no longer has power over you, your mindset, your emotions, or your well-being, because you know you can effortlessly attract in this money simply by making the choice to shift your vibrational resonance, where money has no choice but to follow you everywhere you go, to always flow to you. You are irresistible to financial abundance. You are irresistible to love. You are irresistible to abundance in all forms. Okay, so with the energy of the full moon on July 3rd, many of you will find yourself stepping into a whole new experience of freedom. Freedom you have not yet experienced. And you might not know what to do with this freedom. But you will soar. You're ready to take flight. You're ready to break free and let your spirit fly. And you're being encouraged to be daring as you go beyond the predictable behavior you've already observed through paying attention to the patterns. You're no longer going to allow life or others restrict your freedom because you have recognized where you are giving away your power. The absolute truth is you aren't here on this earth to be ordinary. You're meant to step beyond limitations and self-imposed boundaries. And accept the truth that you have the ability to choose your life on your terms. Perhaps, like in the past, you weren't always free to create the exact circumstances of your life, and maybe even right now. But you do certainly have the ability to decide what meaning you apply to those situations. So be sure that you're making those decisions, because with those decisions and meanings that you're applying, doors are opening up for you. So select meanings that empower you, because that allows you to break free from being a prisoner to any kind of situation. This is not a time to keep silent or hide away. This is a time to express yourself, to not hold back, to choose life on your terms, and absolutely not be trapped by the expectations of others. Like I always say, everyone has opinions. Just like everyone has an asshole. Opinions are like assholes. I'm certainly not interested in anyone else's, and neither should you be, unless that is your thing. That's how I see it. So, with this attitude and the mindfulness you have attained within your conscious awareness, now you know there's no better time than now. All we have is now. Now you're in a better position to not only face your true north, but walk towards it. Because doors are opening up for you. You're always stepping through portals, or rather making decisions whether or not to step through portals into new eras, new worlds, new experiences. Those would also be considered choice points. The planets are aligning in such a perfect way where the timing is right for you. The universe is saying, hell yes. You literally have the Medea's touch. Your thoughts are extra magnetic and powerful for you right now. Your past hard work is paying off in major ways. And this is your time when you can truly reap the rewards for the efforts that you did make in the past. And it's also a time when you can achieve a lot within a small amount of time. Huge leaps can be made at this time. And extreme transformation can instantaneously take place. So don't think you have to take so many steps and it's going to take long to get somewhere, because great distances can be traveled in a very short amount of space and time. So ask yourself, what experience would you like to have? What do you want to create? What new adventure would you like to manifest? Don't lose focus. This is a time to use each moment in time very wisely. Be conscious and clear with your emotions and your thinking. Because projects that you've been working on for some time are coming to fruition. Things you've been in the process of manifesting are in full bloom. You've been in a space of a void, waiting for what seeds you've planted to grow in abundance in a way where you can now harvest what you have planted, and that time is now. So this energy is offering a portal for everyone to step through, where effortless change is indeed possible. So if you've been looking for a sign, this is your exact portal into that brand new reality. This is the time. Now is the time to make these big changes. Especially if you've been guided to switch things up and do things differently, you're being extremely supported in these decisions. So use this potent energy to jump right in, because literally you are the bridge into that new era, that new world, that new reality, that new experience. Choosing to walk through the portal into new beginnings is exactly what converts possibility, what was once possibility, into full actuality, where it is a physical experience. So cross the bridge. Be the bridge for others. Don't wait for permission. Walk your talk and make it there yourself, and others will see. And those who are meant to follow you will follow you. You can't drag anyone anywhere. So don't hold yourself back or down in those ways. If this message has been resonating with you, you're quite literally carrying the role to dream a brand new world into being. And what this requires you to hold your mind open and not to worry about what other people think. Because it takes tremendous courage to pave a new path that's never been traversed before. And to also trust a vision before it even becomes a reality. It's important to understand that the decisions we make today are going to affect the well-being of our planet and all of its species. You're being called to be a leader of the future. Some people need to use their voice. My voice is going out. Share the knowledge you have that you're afraid nobody is going to understand. If you're afraid nobody's going to understand what you're talking about, and that's what's holding you back, that's an illusion. Because whatever knowledge you share, the people that are meant to hear that knowledge and that will resonate with it are going to magnetically attract right to you. They will find you. Your message will be heard and understood. It's okay to be misunderstood. It is safe to be misunderstood. That's something you have to be comfortable with when you are a game changer. When you are leading the collective into a brand new, upgraded era of living and being. So now's the time to hold a clear vision of what's possible. And to trust that vision and follow it through with your daily actions. To truly dream that new world into being. You're one of those with enough courage to question the way things have been, and that has triggered you to envision new possibilities. And that's exactly the type of energy within people that this earth needs. Artists, dreamers, inventors, and visionary thinkers. If you have an idea that you're being called to act upon, you can't stop thinking about it, you dream about it, it's on your mind all day, this is your confirmation that that's divinely guided and it's meant for you and only you to carry out. Don't wait for permission. Don't try to get other people on board. Just go. Just do it. You and only you are meant to forge that pathway. You are a natural big picture thinker, and you are here to generate ideas for the future. You're here to birth a new age through dreaming a new world into being. And the future is exactly woven by dream makers like you. And people that think way outside of the box, that can see what other peoples cannot see. To expand beyond expectations that the world has boxed everyone in by. To have the bravery and courage to go where no one else has ever gone. To try things nobody else has had the courage to try. Follow your inspired ideas because they are going to take you far. Your actions on those inspired ideas will be far-reaching. So be willing to bet on yourself. Because it's going to be worth it. It's going to pay off big time. I'm hearing it's going to go down in history, literally. Like you will be well known for whatever this is. I'm speaking to a very specific group with this particular message. Whoever this is, you've been receiving these grand, bright ideas. These ideas for new inventions that are better for the environment, that are better for the people, that make life less stressful and more easy. This is very much so upgraded systems compared to the systems that are running now, that are failing tremendously, that are draining the people, taking the life out of people. The spark, the natural spark everyone is born with, is being diminished from these systems. And through you having the courage to bring forth this brand new updated system into being, you will relight that spark within these individuals that lost all hope. You will literally breathe life into the collective. Don't fear the repercussions or the backlash you might receive. Because let me tell you something, you are so strongly spiritually protected. You have so much assistance in the spiritual, invisible realms, in the higher dimensions, whatever you want to refer to it as. You are so protected. And if you're listening to this and it resonates, think back to all the times that you could have literally been KO'd off of this planet into the afterlife. Yet here you are, still standing, still living this life. Don't you think that's for a reason? Don't you think you're meant for a purpose? Why would you be saved so many times? Possibly with several near-death experiences. Why have you made it this far? Why didn't you go when you could have gone because of the tremendous impact of whatever situations you encountered? How did you make it out alive? Because you are strongly protected for a reason. You have an important destiny. You have a purpose to fulfill that only you can fulfill. So believe in yourself. I just saw 111:33. This is probably the longest update I've done. So It's time for you to trust and believe and be open to the truth that you are more protected than you could ever imagine. And you're really being called to be open to receiving a new level of support right now from those in your life and from the benevolent beings you're connecting with that you might not be aware you're connecting with, that are giving you these grand, brilliant ideas, that are saving you from these catastrophes. You know, through many people's ancestral patterning, as well as current life traumas, and also past life karmic impressions, so many have become mistrustful and also suspicious of loyalty. Therefore, they have tremendous blocks when it comes to receiving support. They try to do everything on their own because it is so hard for them to trust. And we've developed this idea that we need to go at life alone. It's not safe to let down our guard or open our heart. That the world isn't a safe or friendly place. But you're being encouraged to begin having a new experience of life on earth. Your spiritual guardians, way showers, healers, protectors want you to feel deeply secure and safe, even in the times you're going through difficulty. This is your time to hand over your fears to them. Ask them to liberate you from the strongest fears that hold you back. And to also see these fears as opportunities to allow in greater love. You're being guided to stay open to receiving a much, much greater level of support that you could ever imagine possible, both in this world and beyond. And to make it a daily habit to consciously call in your team of loyal protectors and supporters, both physically and energetically. So you can learn to feel safe softening through life's ups and downs, and to learn to open your heart, especially when you feel such a strong urge to close it the most. Choose to soften and open it rather than close off. So maybe do a journal exercise and ask yourself, how can you open yourself up to receiving more support? How can you request support in little ways? Like, start off little if it's uncomfortable for you. But do start. Because you have the Star Brothers. This is Horus energy, offering you protection. They are loyal to your protection, your safety. They are loyal with their trust and with you trusting them. They will never let you down. They are here to offer you assistance, to bring a complete ending by assisting with purifying you of these fears that have kept you caged in hiding, to free you from the illusions that have clouded your judgment. These contracts are long overdue, and they're ready to assist you with closing them out for good. This is the end of the road for these very things. This is the end of the road for the fear that's kept you caged in, the blindfold you've been wearing that's clouded your judgment and allowed you to see through distorted lenses. This is a dead-end road for the stagnation that's been a natural byproduct of these things. They're trying to bring a dead end to distractions that keep you in confusion, from deception, mostly self-deception caused by fear and distorted illusions. They're ready to draw a line on the road with chalk, marking the end of this way of living, and unshackle you from all of these chains so you can finally be the God-sovereign being you truly are, have always been, and have always meant to be, and will always be. To recognize your sovereignty, to reclaim it. You must ask for this assistance. Send out an SOS. You don't have to go about it alone. If it is hard for you to let go of something fearful, ask for help being liberated from that fear. If you are confused and your judgment is clouded and you can't seem to grasp an ounce of clarity, ask for that assistance. Ask for clarity. If you feel so frozen within stagnation, you see no way of moving out of that stagnation, ask to be moved out of that stagnation. Ask for clear guidance and set a clear alarming system that will alert you to when distractions are showing up to throw you off track. Ask to be set free from all deception, both self-imposed and the deception of the material world, so you may finally anchor yourself in this sovereignty as a free being. Because the biggest illusion is that we are not free, when in fact we are free. The only thing that makes us not free is the belief that we are not free. Okay, to close out this energy update, I want to speak about the masculine and the feminine. So, there's been a lot of talk for quite some time, longer than the past 6 months. But over the past 6 months, more individuals have come into this knowledge about each one of us carrying both masculine and feminine energies within us. And going through the process of slowly learning the importance that both energy holds. And there's been this process of healing and mending the masculine and feminine energies in such a way where both the masculine, the divine masculine, the true sacred masculine energy steps into power, and the true sacred divine feminine energy steps into power. Working together in harmony, in synergy, in agreement. So this is the conscious mind and the heart working together. This is also the conscious mind and the subconscious synchronized, communicating together on the same page. This creates a powerful bridge, and it is the only bridge. Through this balance, this bridge is formed. This healed bridge between the healed feminine and masculine within us allows us to form the very bridge that leads us to very important destinations. It is key to unite the masculine and feminine energy within us through an equal importance, an equal balance that work in synergy in order for an individual's dreams to have the possibility to materialize into physical form, for possibility to actualize and be long-lasting. We need to end the opposition against masculine and feminine, because it really makes no sense, because we are all masculine and feminine. The masculine cannot thrive without the feminine, and the feminine cannot thrive without the masculine. They need each other. They are a power team. They are unstoppable together. They are the most powerful force to be reckoned with when working together in synergy. It's important that we are nurturing both of those energies within us and making the effort to unite them together in harmonious union, creating that necessary balance. Because if one energy is focused, if you're at a crossroads and the masculine energy is focused on taking the left path, and the feminine energy is focused on taking the right path, you're quite literally just going to stand there at that crossroads and not make it anywhere. Because they need each other to agree on one direction to make it anywhere, or to create anything, or to bring life into form. The masculine needs the feminine's natural connection to higher dimensions, the spiritual realms, her expansive imagination, deep intuition, and natural psychic abilities, her creativity. For the masculine to clearly focus on and take action upon in order to bring the creativity that was imagined and conjured up by the feminine into physical, materialized form. That is the only way. You cannot simply think something into being, and you cannot only just imagine something into being. You must utilize your imagination with emotion, as well as utilizing your conscious focus and aligned actions together as a system to bring anything into form. And many people don't understand that. That's the missing key. 2424. Okay, y'all, that's all I have for you. I'm gonna end it now because it's been almost an hour now.